Hello, Josue. Hello, Luis. Hello, Malcolm. How are you today?
Hello, I'm fine, thank you.
Hey, nice to listen to you. Malcolm, welcome to the class. Josue, hello. How are you today?
I am so happy and good.
Okay, that's
Ay,
something good. Nice to listen to you, okay, after the weekend. Hello, Luis. How are you today?
Hello, Christian. I'm well rested from the weekend.
Okay, that's something really good. Okay, everybody, activate your cameras. Help me activating your cameras. And we are going to start today. Okay, so thank you, Luis. Josue is here. So Malcolm is here. Daniela is connecting. So hello, Daniela.
Hello, how are you?
Well, I'm fine. What about you?
Yes, it's nice.
Okay, that's really fine. Okay, everybody, thank you for coming on time to our class. It's time to start with our activities from today. So, well, today we are going to start for people, and I hope you enjoyed your weekend. Okay, so what did you do on your weekend, guys? What about you, Luis? What did you do?
Well, just I rest. I went to eat an ice cream with my kids and my wife, and did some shopping. Uh, that's about it.
Okay, those are great activities. So thank you for sharing, Luis. What about you, Malcolm? What did you do on weekend?
I I'm going to work. Um, Rest. Listen music. Some yeah, that.
Some activities you did, okay? That's something nice, okay? So thank you for letting me know, Malcolm. Now, what about you, Daniela? What did you do on weekend?
I work on very much.
Oh, you work a lot. So do you work on Sundays?
Some days, weekend.
All the weekend?
Yes.
Have a day off?
In Sunday, I create the imagine for social media, but
Oh,
in the Saturday, I go to the event and uh, release and I don't know
you
in
do?
event in event I do streaming for platforms.
Oh, so you are with a camera
Yes.
recording like the okay, that's a great activity. So yes, you don't have a day off on weekends, okay? Because events are mostly on weekends, right? So that's why. But well, that's something nice to know. Thank you for sharing, Daniela. What about you, Josue? What did you do on weekends?
well, I have a good time. I was able to rest and I managed to finish homework and I slept a lot.
Well, that's something great. So you slept. Well, thank you for sharing, everybody, about how was your weekend. I know sometimes it's kind of busy or kind of hard to rest, but most of you did it, so that's something really good. Well, guys, today to start our class, we will have a Kahoot practice. So do you like Kahoot? Yes, no? Yeah, a little bit. Okay, right now, let me see. Okay, on my screen, you can see, well, first go to Kahoot, www.kahoot.it, I'm sorry, and write the ping for the game, okay? This is the ping, so 2295646. Okay, please copy the link and okay, so join our activity. www. Very good, Luis, Daniela, you are over there. Let's wait for Malcolm and Josue. By the way, Josue, how is your internet going? Is it working well?
Yes, it's working well.
Nice. Okay, so very good. So let's wait for Josue, Malcolm, and then we start. Josue is there, so just Malcolm is missing. Come on, Malcolm, you can do it.
I'm trying.
Okay.
Doesn't appear the screen with the
Oh,
code.
is your internet working well?
It's working a little bit slowly.
Oh, that's why. Okay, so I'm really sorry. Okay. Oh, by the way, guys, let me tell you about the activity. Okay, I didn't tell you. So the activity for today, everybody, it's about something really difficult, guys. What time is it? Okay, so the activity for today, it's about what time is it? So you have to identify what's the correct expression of time, okay? So right now, let's see Josue, Daniela, and Luis. Let's wait a moment, okay, Malcolm? If you cannot connect, don't worry, okay? You can help us with the next activity, okay? Let's start right now, and okay, let's see who's the first one, the second one, and the third. 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's check together. What time is it? Okay. Pretty good. Continue. Next one. Oh, Malcolm is there. Very good, guys. What time is it? Okay. Three out of 10. Okay. Let's go to number 4. Question 4. What time is it? Very good. Okay, we are in the last question, so let's check. Okay, Josué was the third place. Luis was the second place, and Malcolm is
Awesome. We don't listen.
So as you can see, Josué, Luis, and Malcolm were the first three in the podium. I'm sorry, Daniela, because you were the fourth. But well, great practice for you, everybody, okay? Thank you for practicing today. As you can see, okay, today we were practicing what time is it. Sometimes it is kind of easy or difficult. What do you think, guys? Is it difficult for you, the time, or not? Luis, is it difficult to identify what time is it on the clock?
It, it's hard to know the correct way to tell the time, but
Okay.
to know the time, no.
Okay, so it's kind of difficult or confusing. I could say that it is confusing. What about you, Daniela? What do you think? Is it difficult to know the time or to tell the time in a clock?
For me, it's difficult because I don't use a clock.
You only use the cell phone to see the time. Ah, okay, yeah, that's kind of hard. What about you? Well, we had Fernando and Jairo in the class, so I want to ask them. Jairo, is it difficult for you to identify the time on a clock?
A little.
A little, okay. Do you practice or do you see the time on a clock? Or not?
Yes.
Yes, okay, very good. What about you, Fernando? Is it difficult for you to identify what time is it in a clock?
In Spanish, no, but in English it depends because in English you say, for example, a quarter past to 10.
Okay. Yeah, that's
To
right.
9,
Okay.
sorry, to
So
9.
when we are telling the time in English, we have different expressions. For example, o'clock, that I think that's the easiest one. Then we have half past. Well, I'm sorry, we have a quarter past, half past, and then we have a quarter to. So those are some expressions that we will practice little by little, okay? But today we have well, one class that it's similar or is that is similar to the expressions of time. Actually, we will check some prepositions of time and also time expressions, okay? Let's pay attention to it. And today we will check the first information about the topic. Okay, very good. Can you see my screen? Yes. Very good. Okay, to start with the class, please help me, Malcolm, read the information about the prepositions of time.
Preposition of time. We use time expression to express when an action happens.
Very
In,
good.
on,
Continue.
at, around, until, before, after, early, late.
Thank you. Well, as you can see, okay, we use the time expressions and preposition of time to express when an action happens, okay? I think the common prepositions of time are these three: in, on, and at, okay? Those are the common expressions that we use, but they have a specific use. Then today we will talk about them and we will learn a little bit of around until, actually we will check examples about them, okay, before and after, and also early and late, okay? We use them in some sentences, so we will check today the meaning or some other uses that they have, okay? Let's start today with our first example. Please, Daniela, help me reading about in.
And we use from month, years, season, and with me, general time of day, morning, afternoon, evening. The example?
Only two.
Okay. When is independence in El Salvador is in September. We go to the beach in summer.
Thank you. Okay, the first two examples. So independence in El Salvador, and we go to the beach. Very good. As you see, okay, in has some different uses, okay? All of them are related to time, okay? So as you see in the first example, we are talking about months. So we are talking about September. We don't have a specific date. We don't have a specific date to talk about when we are using in, I'm sorry, okay? We only mention the month, okay? Also, as you see in example number 2, we are using in summer. So we are talking about seasons, okay? So remember the 4 seasons: winter, summer, fall, and spring, okay? Now that we have this, we can read the next examples. Let's listen to Fernando. Okay, Fernando, help me reading the next 2 examples.
Okay. When was she born? She was born in 2002. He always exercise in the morning.
Very good. Okay, so as you see, okay, the 4 uses of in. Number 1, for months. In September, in January, in March, in July. Okay, so all months of the year, we use them with in. Okay, then when we are talking about the 4 seasons, we use in. To talk about years, so when was she born? Oh, she was born in 2002 or in 2002, as Fernando says. Okay, so when we are talking about years, also we use in. And the last example for general times of the day. We have morning, afternoon, and evening. But what happens if I say night? What do I have to use? To talk about night, remember we use at, okay, at night. That's the only exception that we have with general times of the day. Well, let's move to our next word. Remember that this is in. So remember, if you're talking about months of the year, about years, or about general times of the day and seasons, for us, it's not very common to talk about seasons because here in El Salvador, we don't have 4 seasons, okay? Sadly, we don't have the 4 seasons. We only have like 2, okay? Dry season and the wet season. Let's continue now. Everybody, let's pay attention to the use of on, okay? Let's pay attention now to Josue. Read information, Josue, and one example.
Okay, on is often used before days of the week and in a specific date. For example, Saturday. When will you go to the cinema? I will go to the cinema on Saturday.
Nice job. Remember that when we are talking about days of the week, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all days of the week, okay, we have to use on. So we never say in Saturday, in Sunday, in Wednesday. Okay, so we have to use on. Remember, it is possible to mention in and days of the week, but that is not very natural. Okay, that is not natural in English. It's more common to use on and then date of the week. Please, Alfredo, welcome, Alfredo, by the way. Okay, help me right now with example number 2.
Good night, teacher.
Good
The
night.
example, happy birthday. What is your mom's birthday? Her birthday is on May 5th.
Nice. Okay, good pronunciation. Okay, May 5th. Okay, that's pretty cool. As you see in this example, okay, we are talking about specific dates. Okay, remember that when we use in, then we mention the month in May. So when is your mom's birthday? Her birthday is in May. And that's it. But then we have the next difference, and is that we use on, but we use the specific date on May 5th. Okay? So let's practice right now and let's remember some important dates. For example, when is Valentine's Day, everybody? Let's check. Luis, tell me, when is Valentine's Day?
I don't remember.
Oh, you don't remember? Come on, what happened, Luis? Let's check. Malcolm, when is Valentine's?
Valentine, it's on February 14.
Ah, very good. It's on February 14th. Okay. So this is an example, but imagine you can only say in February. Okay. For example, Luis doesn't remember. Okay. So no problem. He can say in February. And we don't have to say specific time in that case. But if we want to be specific in dates, so we use the date, okay, the month and the date. Now let's check another example, but let's pay attention right now to Jairo. Jairo, tell me, when is Christmas?
Merry Christmas.
Yep. When is Christmas?
It's December 25.
Okay, December 25th. And what is the correct preposition of time? In or on?
I don't know. I think it's in.
In, okay,
No,
in.
No, I don't know.
You don't know. Okay, let's check to our classmates. Okay, so Daniela, what is the correct preposition? December 25th. In or on?
Is on.
Okay, very good. And if I use in, what could be the answer, Daniela?
Is we answer only December.
Ah, okay, so in December. Thank you, Daniela. So Jairo, what do you think is the correct answer? On December 25th or in December 25th?
In specific time is on December 25.
Ah, very good. So on December 25th. That's right. Okay, so as you see, this is a little difference that we have to practice. And remember, when we are talking about a preposition of time, if we are talking about months, we have to use in. If we are talking about specific dates, on. And if we are talking about days of the week, we use on. Okay. Now remember, the three common preposition of time are in, on, and the last one, at. Before we go to use at, Daniela, do you have a question?
Yes, when it's a specific time, we use on.
For example?
What time is the birthday?
And the answer?
On 7 p.m. I don't know. It's correct?
Not really. Okay. We are about to check that. Okay. Let's check the following word. Our next word, everybody, is at. Okay, so right now, let's see, Daniela, you will read the information about this. So read the info, and Malcolm, help me reading the example, okay?
That
Okay.
is used to express what time something happens.
Now, Malcolm.
What time do you have English class? I have English class at 8 p.m.
Okay, very good. So real life examples. As you see, everybody, well, Daniela, this is the answer of your question. So as you can see in the use of in, on, and at, we use two different questions. They are not very different, but we use when and what time. If you remember the use of WH questions, when we use when, we are talking about time expressions, the preposition of time that we are using. But if we are talking about specific time, we have to use what time. Also, we can use when, but it's more common what time. As you see in this example, we use the question, in the question we use what time. And what is the answer? What do you think, Jairo? What is the answer of this question? Is it a day, a month, a specific time? What is the answer, Josue?
In a specific time.
Very good. It's a specific time. Anytime we are talking about specific time, we have to use at. So, for example, Daniela, let's remember Daniela's example. What time is the party? So what time is the birthday party? Because you say birthday party. So what time is the birthday party? It's at 7. Remember that example. Let's see, it's at 7 o'clock, okay, or 7 p.m. or 7 a.m. Okay, so then we can remember some other examples about this, okay? So I can ask you, what time do you work? What time do you start working? So what time do you start working? Okay, let's see. Fernando, do you work?
Yes, I
Yes.
do.
What time do you start working?
At 7 a.m.
At 7 a.m. Very good, Fernando. So at, let's see. What about you? Dun, 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 dun. Malcolm, what time do you start working?
At 8 a.m. 8 o'clock.
At 8 a.m. or 8 o'clock. Excellent example. Okay, Malcolm, thank you. What about Josue? Do you work?
Nope.
No. Do you study?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, tell me, what time do you have programming classes?
My programming class is about Código. It's
Yep.
at 6 o'clock p.m.
Okay, it's at
6 p.m.
6 p.m. Very good. Okay, so remember, if you are telling a specific time, or we use p.m. or a.m. or o'clock, but p.m. o'clock, that's not possible, okay? So as you see, okay, when we are talking about specific time, we use at. Remember, in for months, years, seasons, and general times of the day. What is the only exception in which we use at, Luis?
When we are telling exact time.
There is another exception. Remember, in general times of the day.
Morning, night.
At morning or at night?
At night.
At night. Very good. Remember, the other times of the day we use in. Only when we are talking about night or midnight, we say at. Okay, very good. Let's see. There is only one thing, guys, that sometimes can happen. If you like to listen to music in English, you will listen to in the night, okay? And it is common to be used in songs and also in stories. Why? Because they want to be very specific in one night, okay? They want to be very specific in one night, okay? But when we are expressing some examples or we are speaking English, so it's much common to use at, okay? Now let's continue, and remember, let's talk about our next preposition of time. So the next one is around. Please, Jairo, read about around.
Okay, around is used to express a close time something happened, but not exactly. Synonym, approximately.
Very good, approximately. So as you can see, okay, if we are talking about around, a synonym or a common synonym is approximately. Let's pay attention now to Fernando. Fernando, read the example.
Yesterday he got home around 6 p.m.
Very good. Is it talking about a specific time, Fernando, or not specific?
Is not a specific because it's no time is so it's around
Ah,
in the time.
very good. Okay, so it's not talking about a specific time. It's just talking about approximately or it's talking about something approximately. So for example, that person got home, we don't know, maybe at a 5 to 6, or maybe that person got home at 6:04. Okay, so we are not sure about that, but that person got home around 6 p.m. Okay, so we in Spanish it's common to use that kind of expressions. Okay, so we use around, but in Spanish, of course. Now let's check our next example. Let's see. Well, in our next word, we are talking about until. Remember, until. Let's pay attention to Luis. Luis, read the information about until.
Until can be used to say when an ongoing action finishes. She will be working until 5 o'clock.
Nice, yeah. Okay, so the activity will finish in this case because it's about future. So she will be working, or the activity will finish at 5 o'clock. Okay, remember the use of, as I mentioned, around and until are not very common to be explained or are not very common to be used. However, we can use them to talk about these uses. Number one, when we are talking about around, we are talking about an approximated time. And to talk about when we use until, we are talking about when an action finish. Okay, let's move on to our next example. And well, this is about 2 words, before and after. Let's pay attention now and listen to Daniela. Okay, Daniela, help me reading about before.
Before is used to talk about something that happens earlier that certain time. An example,
Yeah, please.
she does the work before 7 p.m.
Oh, her homework.
Sorry. She does his homeworks before 7 p.m.
Very good. Okay, as you see, we are talking about finishing an action or finishing an activity before a specific time or before one time. Okay, so it says that something happened earlier than something else or certain than a or sorry, earlier than a certain time. Okay, for example, I have dinner before classes, or I have dinner before 8 p.m. That's a real life example. Okay, so then you can tell me something that you do before another time. For example, you can tell me, I practice English before the class, or I practice English before 8 p.m. What else do you do? I turn on my computer before 6 p.m. Why do you turn on your computer before 6 p.m.? Because at 6, you have your programming classes. So you do an activity before a certain time or before a certain activity, okay? Let's check now the use of after, okay? I know, guys, well, in this case, I know that sometimes before and after, it's a little bit confusing, okay? But that's why we are checking the use or the meaning of this, okay? Let's see, help me with these examples, Alfredo. Let's talk about after.
After is used to refer to an event that follows another event. She will clean the tables after her break.
Nice, yeah, okay? As you see, this is a waitress. So the waitress is the person who works in a restaurant or in a cafeteria or in a cafe, okay? So in this part, we have some activities. Well, she has to, she has to take people's orders. That's the first action that she has to do. Then she takes her break. And what is she going to do after? What do you think, Malcolm? What is she going to do after her break? Hello, Malcolm. Okay, let's see. Josue, what is she doing after, Malcolm is here. So Malcolm, what is she doing after her break?
She will clean the tables.
Very good. So she cleans the tables. So as you see, we have 3 different actions, but the important activities are the last 2. Why? Because she has to clean the tables, but she says that she will do it after her break. So one action follows the next action. So one event follows another event. So in those cases, we use after. And now let's check the last 2 words. Okay, we have to talk about early and late. So let's pay attention right now to Josue. Okay, Josue, read the information about early.
Okay, early is used to express that an event happens before the usual time. For example, I wake up early every day.
Nice, thank you. So as you see, we use it to express an event happens before the usual time. For example, in this opportunity, we can see that it says every day. So we are talking that every day we have, or we wake up, or this person, this rabbit, I guess, wakes up at 6 a.m., at 5 a.m., so early, every day. But then, okay, some other people wake up a little bit late, so wake up at 7, at 8. So this rabbit wakes up early, okay? Now let's check our example about late. Please help me with this information, Daniela. Read about late.
Late, express something is happening or done before they usually or expensive.
After, not before, after.
Oh, sorry. Done after the usually of expense time. They watch TV late on Saturday.
Nice, yeah, thank you. So as you see, we are talking about something that is happening after the usual time. So this person don't watch TV very late, like in the weekdays. So from Monday to Friday, he doesn't watch TV late, but on Saturdays, he does something different with his dog. They watch TV late because they don't have, maybe they don't have to work next day, okay? So as you see, we are talking about something that is not usual to do or something that is not expected at that time or a late time, okay? Remember that these words are preposition of time or time expressions, something that you can notice in our examples. Let's check. Let me move to the first word. So in, okay. If you see in all the examples, you can use these time expressions to talk about, well, to speak in English, of course, but to speak about any tense. If you are talking about present, so if we are talking about present or simple present in this case, so we can use this expression. If you are talking about past, you can use these expressions. Also, let me move to the next examples. If you're talking about future, so in this case, will, you can use these expressions, okay? It doesn't have a specific tense. You can use it in different tenses. So try to practice, try to use time expressions and preposition of time according with your examples, okay? Now, before we move, let's do some practices. First of all, let's practice the use of in, on, and at. Remember, these are the common prepositions of time. So we will check what is the correct word, what are the correct words in these sentences. So let's start, please, and listen to Jairo. Okay, Jairo, help me right now with the first example. Tell me what is the correct sentence number 1.
Yes, class start at 7 p.m. today.
So what is the correct word? At, in, or on?
At
Okay, thank you. Let's continue, please. Fernando, tell me what is the correct example number 2?
They go to class on Monday.
Okay, very good. They go to class on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Remember that in this case, very good, Fernando, thank you for your help. Remember that in these examples, something that I forgot mentioning, guys, it's that in these examples, when we are talking about days of the week and we use a letter S at the end, it's because it is a repeated action on those days, or it's a habit that you have on those days. For example, this person have classes 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. Every week, so it's a repeated action. Very good. Let's move on to example number 3. Luis, tell me what is the correct sentence?
There are no classes in summer.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Let's continue. Please tell me, Malcolm, what is example number 4?
Elizabeth likes to take a nap in noon.
Okay. Let's see. What time is noon? Malcolm, by the way.
I don't know.
You don't know. Okay. This is something, well, I will help you, Malcolm, because I really forgot this expression. Noon, everybody, it's the same as, give me a second, 12 p.m. So lunchtime. Noon is the same, and it follows the same rule as night. Okay, so in this case, I'm sorry, guys, as I mentioned, I completely forgot it. So in this case, at is the right answer. So at noon and at night, okay? Then we don't have any other, okay? So I promise that we don't have any others. Thank you. Let's continue. Well, Malcolm, help me reading the complete sentence. Number 4, okay?
Okay. Elizabeth likes to take a nap at noon.
Very good. So at 12 p.m., at lunchtime. So he doesn't take her lunch. She prefers sleeping. Okay, thank you. Let's continue. Please, Josue, tell me example number 5.
Every year I go on vacation in August.
Okay, thank you. In August. So very good. Excellent answer. Let's continue with Daniela. Help me with number 6, Daniela.
Say he will be 21 years old on September 4, 2017.
Okay, nice job. Very good correction. So in, no, right? So on. Great correction, Daniela. Glad for you. Thank you. Let's continue with Alfredo. Okay, Alfredo, help me with example 7.
We like to ski in winter.
In winter. Nice job. Okay, so excellent use of in. That's for you. Thank you. Let's continue with Luis. Tell me example 8, Luis.
Today the sun sets at 8:15 p.m.
Nice job. Okay, thank you. Let's continue, please. Let's pay attention to Jairo. Okay, Jairo, help me with example 9.
In Monday's morning, I go to the gym.
In Monday?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Jairo, for your effort. But let's check together. Fernando, is it correct to say in Monday?
I guess no, because you specific the time that when mornings.
Okay, but what happened about Monday? What do you think is the correct answer, Fernando?
On Mondays.
On Monday, very good. Remember, if we talk about days of the week and dates, well, specific dates, we have to use on. Okay, so now, Jairo, what is the correct answer?
Number 10.
No, number 9.
Oh yes, it's on.
On. Why?
It's a specific day.
Okay, it's a specific day or day of the week, right? Very good. Thank you, Jairo, for your answer. Now let's pay attention. Our last volunteer will be Daniela. Okay, so Daniela, tell me number 10. What is the correct sentence?
She plants vegetables since in April.
Okay, in April. Very good. She plants vegetable seeds in April. So very good job. As you see, guys, all the answers are correct. So glad for you. Great practice, guys, and excellent use of in, at, and on. Remember, as you see, these are some examples in which we can use the time expressions. Now, everybody, it's time to move on to our last activity of the class. Everybody, let's create your own examples. What are we going to do? In this moment, a second. Okay, in this moment, let's move to another game. Okay, right now we have different time expressions, different prepositions of time. So right now we will, we will spin to check what is the word for your sentence. The word that you see on the screen, you have to create a sentence using that word, okay? So we are going to start with Jairo today. Jairo, look at the screen. The word that is on the screen, you have to tell me one sentence with, okay?
Oh, in the morning I go to the.
Oh, give me a second. Okay, tell me
Oh.
something about late.
I don't know. Late. I is I'm going late to the class.
Okay, I go late to my class. That's a good example, okay? So very good. Thank you, Jairo, for it. I go late to my class. Thank you. Let's move and check our next word. Please, Josue, pick someone.
Daniela.
Daniela. Okay, so she will. Next example is yours, Daniela. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Okay, tell me one example using around.
I start working around 6 a.m.
Okay, nice example. I start working around 6 a.m. No specific, but okay, it's around approximately at 6 a.m. Thank you. Daniela, next person.
Luis.
Luis. Okay, very good. Luis, next example is yours. Yeah. Okay, tell me one example using late.
Later. I stay awake late in the night.
Okay, very good. In the night?
In the in the morning of the next day.
Okay, in the morning. Oh, come on, Luis. So you stay awake a lot of time, okay? So that's pretty good, okay? So you have your reasons. What do you do? What do you do at that time?
Sometimes I keep I just I watch videos about the classes. Sometimes I just play video games. Well, it depends.
Okay, so that's nice. Thank you for sharing. Let's continue now, everybody. Check our next volunteer. Oh, Luis, pick someone.
Alfredo.
Alfredo. Okay, Alfredo, next example is yours. Let's pay attention. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, Alfredo, tell me one example using on. Hello, Alfredo.
You can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you very well.
Using on. I don't know. My birthday is on 7th. It's on November 7th.
Excellent. Okay, great correction, Alfredo. Remember, month and the specific date. So pretty good. Glad for you, Alfredo. November 8th, November 7th. I'm sorry. Okay, thank you. Let's continue now. Alfredo, pick someone, Jairo, Malcolm, or Fernando.
Fernando.
Fernando. Okay, Fernando. Next example is yours. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, Fernando. Tell me one example using before.
I I going to study before 6.
Before what?
Before 6 p.m.
Okay, I'm so sorry. Okay, so before 6. Thank you for your example, Fernando. That was a great sentence. I am going to study before 6. Thank you, Fernando. Now, who is our next volunteer? Jairo or Malcolm?
Malcolm.
Malcolm. Okay, Malcolm. Next sentence is yours. Thank you. Okay, Malcolm, tell me one example using at.
At. I will see movies at midnight.
Okay, very good. At midnight. What happened with you guys? So you go to sleep very late. But that's excellent. Okay, so if you have time and you have also the energy, let's do it, guys. Okay, thank you. Now, Jairo, you are my last volunteer. So let's check. Give me a second. Okay, let's check let's check your example. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. Okay, Jairo, tell me one example using early.
I go. I I don't know this word. I don't remember this word. Is
You don't remember. So what happened? Okay, let's remember together. When we use early, we are talking about something that happens before the usual time.
it's I get up early. Is
Yeah, that's an example, a good example. I get up early. Let's check. Give me a second. Let me move to that word. Okay, so as you can see here, we have this example. I wake up early every day. So it's it's an example about something that happens earlier or before the usual time that maybe some other people have in this example. Okay, Jairo? Okay.
Sorry, doing my homework. I distracted.
Oh, repeat again.
Can you repeat, please?
Oh, so remember the use of early. Okay, let's continue practicing the use of early to remember. Okay, to remember a little bit of it. Okay, very good. Guys, just before we go, I want to tell you, please continue practicing the use of in, on, at, around, until, before and after, and early and late. Okay, I know is the common expressions as I mentioned are in, on, and at. So let's continue practicing. When you speak, try to use those time expressions, and you will see, okay, you will have a great time with those time expressions, and also your English will look better. Now, everybody will look and sound better. Everybody, please remember to do your homework. We are starting Unit 3. So please, starting Unit 3.0 and finish in 3.2.1. Also, guys, I completely forgot to tell you on Thursday. Please do the exam for Unit 1 and 2, ¿ok? Completen el examen de la unidad 1 y 2 si no lo han completado todavía. Si ya lo completaron, pues thank you, ok, porque se me había olvidado decirles. If you didn't do it, guys, please do it today. That's all for today. Please come here to our class tomorrow, guys, and have a good night. Okay, nice to see you today. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night, everybody.